It's the first ever NuFish All England Championships here at the amazing Springvale Lakes in Nottinghamshire. We've got 4 lakes full of keen as mustard anglers. What an event this is turning out to be already. When a thought first pops into your mind and you think about something like what we've achieved here with the first ever NuFish All England Championships, you're never quite sure how it's going to pan out, but it was the motive that still intrigues me today, because this was as much of a social experiment as it was about a fishing match. There's a lot of people in match fishing who become obsessed with big money prizes, and I feel that there's kind of 2 camps in match fishing, which is the guys that want to chase the big titles and the big cash pots, and then there's the rest of us who just want to go fishing and we want to enjoy competing against other anglers and like-minded people. And then ultimately, the accolade and the credence and sort of the satisfaction that comes with competing against other men or women and being the best of your group or collection of people. And so it was that kind of thought process and that kind of sort of argument that goes around the place in fishing that I wanted to try and solve and look at, and that's why we created this All England Championships, a new concept where basically all the competitors today are fishing free of charge. There's no day ticket to pay, there's no pools money to pay, and it's basically, apart from their bait and getting themselves here, it's not cost them anything. Now, the flip side to that is that there's nothing to win. Or is there? There's something very big to win, in my opinion, because competing at the highest level, I've experienced, and other people that I fish with have experienced, the joy and the adrenaline rush and the satisfaction and the feeling that you get from winning a big title, and obviously creating the NuFish All England Championships and having this title that the top weight will get today, I know will certainly make the hairs on the back of their neck stand up, and ours as well. So ultimately, I believe what we've created here is this new event that is very friendly. We've taken away the issue, the financial side of things, and just got it back down to the bottom and grassroots of what we all started match fishing for, which is the credit and the accolade from our peers. And what a great competition it's turned out to be. Already I can tell this is going to be a day to remember.
Now, this event simply could not happen without a willing partner, and that partner came in the shape of Springvale Fishery. We have done lots of filming at Springvale over the years and have developed a great relationship with the team there. And as soon as we sort of approached them with this idea of the All England Championship, they were so keen to get involved and help us create this amazing event. Now, Springvale is an amazingly popular venue. In fact, it's arguably the most popular venue of its type in the country. It is packed with anglers all the time. It's a huge multi-lake complex. Now, part of the success story of Springvale is the amazing fishing. You've got carp, eyed, chub, skimmers, tench, just a massive range of species, and they all play the part in the amazing fishing on the complex. But another key aspect is the access. You've got parking behind every single peg, so there's no walking. You do not need a wheelbarrow at all at Springvale. Now, the location is fantastic as well. At Beavercoats, it is just 5 minutes off the A1, so fantastic location for anglers. They were the perfect partner, and as soon as they showed interest in helping us out, there was only one place we were ever going to take the NuFish All England Championship.
Time! All in! And they're off.
Now, it was an amazing turnout, as we hoped for, on the day. So many anglers turned up with a massive smile on the face, keen to get going. And it was noticeable how the atmosphere was. Everyone was just in a good mood, everyone was excited for the fishing. Whether that was because there was no money changing hands, who knows? But all we can say is the atmosphere and the feel-good factor was definitely there across all the anglers. Now the weather for the day was probably a little bit against the anglers, with temperatures over 30 degrees on the day. Obviously this would make fishing uncomfortable because of the sheer heat of the day, but also the fishing was going to be impacted as a result. Would the carp feed? Would the silverfish feed? We were going to find out. But the temperatures were extreme and the sun was relentless. Now Springvale is quite a unique venue in its stocking policy. Carp obviously play a massive part. You know, if you want to win a match at Springvale, you're probably going to need some carp. But what you can't ignore is the silverfish stocks. Now, as we've shown on the channel previously, Springvale has a netting policy. Every year they net lakes on a cycle to remove smaller fish. So fish under sort of that 2 to 3 inch sort of size, they get removed. This frees up the oxygen, allowing the bigger fish to thrive. Now that means that there's a real possibility to build a match-winning weight of silverfish on this venue, whether that's eye, chub, skimmers, even tench. There's numerous of these fish in all the lakes here, and it was going to be interesting to see if anyone could put together one of these bigger bags of silverfish. Now, one angler who was certainly making the silverfish count was Darren Cook. He was on Golden Lake too, and in this footage you'll see how he catches free-eyed in a minute, and this was really common for Darren. He was doing it really well, fishing just short, loose feeding by hand, and he was catching those eyed at an incredible rate. What was fantastic to see was everyone trying their best. Even though there was no money changing hands, there was no big prize pot at the end, everyone was clearly keen to get that trophy in their hands. Now we used 4 lakes for the All England Championship. That was Duke, Duchess, Newcastle and Golden 2. And what was amazing, that was despite the tight pegging, we used a lot of pegs on this match, the fishing was still fantastic. Bites to be had from just about every single peg on the complex, and that's just testament to the quality of the venue and the quality of the fishing. A range of tactics were coming to the fore. It was clear that shallow fishing for carp was the most effective way to put together a big weight. There were some silverfish to be caught, but it seemed that the heat and the bright sun was definitely putting the large numbers of silvers off a little bit, and putting together a match-winning weight of those was going to be tricky. That meant that many anglers switched their attentions to the carp. Numerous methods were used on the day: method feeder to the islands if you had one, paste, edge fishing, but undoubtedly the most effective way to catch them on the day was shallow fishing with pellets. Simon Bateman, Sean Weed, Gary Hazelwood and Lee Smith were fighting for the glory. They were all fishing shallow with pellets, slapping quite aggressively with their rig, loose feeding, little and often, not loads of bait, just little and often, but crucially making the noise with their rig. They were catching well. Now Simon Bateman over on Duchess Lake was setting the pace. He was catching bigger than average fish. Duchess holds a great stamp of carp and he was catching really well. On Newcastle, however, there were 3 anglers who were certainly chasing Simon down: Sean Weed, Gary Hazelwood and Lee Smith. Again, all 3 of them were fishing shallow with 6mm pellets. Now it's hard for the onlookers to pick a winner of the 3. It was certainly tense and exciting going to the final whistle, and it was just going to be too close to call who would become the first ever NuFish All England champion.
What a day, absolutely amazing. When I went to bed last night I was slightly sort of apprehensive because I think everybody thought that I'd lost my mind trying to get people from all over the country to come right to the centre of the earth, which is Springvale fishing lakes, to fish a competition with no cash prize, because that's not what the world is today. However, from what I'm looking back at me, it certainly is. And the first round of applause from me goes to you guys. Amazing. Okay, give yourself a round of applause. Absolutely incredible. Now, I'm sure you're all going to agree, this place has been absolutely brilliant today. Obviously, it has been a little bit warm, but the wind's just about kept us all from dehydrating. There's been a lot of fish being caught. Hell of a lot of fish. I was fortunate enough to weigh in Duke, so I've had to get a change of t-shirt because everybody's caught a lot of fish. And when you see the weights today, and when we publish the weigh sheets later, you'll see why everybody holds this venue in such high esteem. And it's obvious, the fishing is incredible. And I would say that due to the heat over the last couple of days, you've probably not caught it on peak form. However, when you look round at the weights, there's no questioning that it's been a great day's fishing. And that is all because of the management team and the leader of that team, who does want to remain anonymous, but you'll see her around, and I know she can hear us today. So please put yourself a round of applause and for Sue Bloom and her family. This event wouldn't have happened without Sue. What a place, the Wembley of commercial fishing as far as I'm concerned, I can tell you that. Now, I don't want to drag on too long, even though I'm enjoying myself here, but I've got a couple of mentions today. We've had a whole mixture of people that have come to fish today, from sort of slightly senior people. I know we've had people in the late 70s, I think one guy's closer to 80, which is a great effort. The level that people have gone to. We've had some very serious match anglers here today, and we've had some people who are treating it as their sort of big match. And for you, this is in the All England Championships, and it's a massive match. It's been a massive match for me today, and I'm sure it's been the same for you. And I hope that today sticks in your mind as a long-term memory, like it will do for me and for our team, because it's certainly been something to remember. But for some people, it's, you know, quite an overwhelming thing, and that includes a couple of people that have joined us today who are under the age of 16. We've had one at 16 and one at 15, and I just want to mention those two. One is Dylan Walker. He's been over on Duke and he's weighed 32.11. A round of applause for Dylan, please. Show us your hand, Dylan. This is Dylan here. Give us a wave. Here he is. And then also we've had another guy who's only 16. Dylan's 15, and his name is Adam Stockdale, and he's travelled all the way down from the northeast of England. Are you still with us, Adam? Here he is. Can you come forward, please, Adam? I've got a little gift for you. Adam's weighed 44 pounds 4, and as a token of our appreciation, I just want to take you that away. Well done, Adam. Give him a round of applause. Well done. I've also seen some wonderful beards knocking about today. I didn't have an award for them, but it's that defines one half of this competition. But we've also had another special guest today with us, and your top lady angler today, with 42 pounds 2 from the Duke Lake, is Zena Nugent. Can you come forward, Zena, and give her a round of applause, please? Well done. Congratulations. Thank you. Just get a little picture there, look. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Right, now for your overall. Now, as you probably remember from this morning, we've actually got 4 awards for the winner of each lake, and these are awarded by default if that's the case. And all the weights on each of the lake winners are over £100. So not necessarily in any order, but I've got them listed here. Golden Lake 2, the winner of that from peg 23 with a weight of £111, 12 ounces, is Darren Cook. Come and get your picture, Hill. Well done, Darren.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your next lake is the Duchess Lake. This has been an interesting lake today. Everybody were kind of struggling for the first 2.5 hours, but there's been some big fish caught and a nice lake finish and a bit of a battle going off on there. And taking the lake winner's prize by default off peg 1 on Duchess with a weight of 124.7 is Sean Taylor. Thank you. Well done, mate. Brilliant. Well done, pal. Then the lake at the back, which it's been the toughest of the lakes, but there's been a couple of good weights on the far bank, and this fella has had a bit of trouble of late, but he's dragged himself up, and he's dragged his bones up from Northampton and given his best shot today. And it's a good job that he's been slightly injured lately, because winning the Duke Lake from peg 34 with 132.13 is Pete Archer. Here he is. You're welcome. Let's have a picture, look. Well done, pal.
Thank you.
Thank you. That leaves the last lake. Now, this has been an amazing lake today, and it's been a toughly fought contest, and it's been to and fro-ing all day. And big charge in the middle left this lad on £149, 9 ounces to win Newcastle Lake from peg 1. It's Lee Smith. Well done, thank you. Nearly forgot you there, sir. Well done, Paul. The quiet fella that was kicked off this match this morning, and I think in his first 10 minutes had £22 on his clicker, and has been quietly, because he asked me not to tell anybody that we're catching fish, which is probably why I've forgotten him on here, because he told me it was a secret. And I reminded him that obviously it's imperative that we make sure the world knows he's catching. But I did keep a promise to him, because I weren't even going to announce him as coming third today, because off peg 3 on Newcastle Lake with a weight of 155 pounds 10 ounces is none other than Gary Hazelwood. Turn that around, I think. Yeah, lovely. Sue told me to say that. Brilliant. Congratulations, mate. Well done. Well done. And your runner-up today from peg 47 still, he's still on the same peg, and he's still had 162 pounds 2 ounces, and he gets all the glory because he gets to do this twice, is Mr. Sean Weed. Third and second, this lad. Well done. So, of course, as I said this morning, the person that lifts this trophy not only gains the title of the NuFish All England Champion, but hopefully we will be bringing this competition back again, bigger and better. But we've got that to sort out tonight over a pint in the bar. But this chap will be welcome back next year to defend his title and obviously try and lift this trophy again. But what an honour this is, because even I've got the hairs on the back of my neck have stood up, and I know he'll be feeling the same. And I want everybody here to give the biggest round of applause for your new NuFish All England Champion, which with a weight of 177 pounds 3 from peg 25 on the Duchess Lake is Simon Bateman. Well done, buddy. Well done. Now you'll get that trophy lifted up in that air. That's it. Brilliant. Let's have a quick photo. What about that? Brilliant.